Hello, BWX here, back with another video. Today we are going over the Five Nights at Freddy's free custom minifigure showcase video. Today we have an incomplete series once again. This one is for the Phantoms mainly. I have not made Springtrap. Well, I have, but I converted him into Dark Springtrap because he wasn't that good originally. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. Starting with probably like the Fnaf 2-ish characters and the props. Alright, to start off with this showcase, we have Shadow Bonnie, or Shadow Spring Bonnie. This one is technically a non-canon FNAF character, but this is taking inspiration off of like some SFM models and stuff like that, and just implementing it to a Lego format. He is made out of a gloss black color, and he has white for his eyes and teeth. This was made back in 2020 or 2019. That's all I know about it. But yeah, legs are sanded, arms are sculpted, belly sculpted, no bow tie. I need to sculpt his legs. That's one thing I want to do, is sculpt his legs. Eyes are made of a gloss white. I might glaze this again with a different, gloss so this isn't, chip and fade over time, but we have the back, which has nothing on it. Head is fully sculpted by me and fully painted by me. That's it for RXQ. No, it's it for Shadow Bonnie or Shadow Spring Bonnie. Let's move on to the props. Alright, so prop 1 here we have is Freddy Fazbear in his prop format. As you can see here with Freddy, his eyes are completely painted yellow. I should have made those bars around it, like the metal chains around the metal bars on his eyes, and painted his freckles, because those are missing. As you can see here, it is a little dirty. But yeah, his torso is made in the brown color, melted chocolate, and it has Territorial beige painted on, which I really gotta repaint that. It's disgustingly dirty. Then you have a silver bar connecting it to its inside of the Lego section, where the two halves meet, and I drilled a hole through there, put a bar piece in there, got a stud, and a cylinder piece, glued those together. But I did glue the jumper plate on there just so it's more consistent with all the FNAF figures. But yeah, I could have just swapped one of the stud out for this, honestly. Head is fully sculpted by me, and it has cold stains on it, so that's why there's a lot of interesting looking stains. It's from the glue or something somewhere. I'm gonna be glazing all my customs after I get them fixed up. But yeah, I put his head at an angle. This thing was really hard to make because I think either him or Bonnie broke. But yeah, his head is at a tilt, which is a really unique design. I cut off part of a peg, and I just glued it at an angle. His ears are painted in black, because he has no ears. And yeah, that's it for Freddy. Let's move on to Bonnie. Alright, for Bonnie here, it's typically the same. It's basically the same thing as Freddy, except he is a little bit taller. Bonnie's a little bit taller than I would like, and things go out a little bit farther than I would like too. But he looks more like he's more, I don't know if he's more in scale, but he's more like a prop, I would say. Unfortunately, he doesn't use the Freddy tilt, but I don't think he has that in the game. It's essentially a reskin of Freddy, but it does look pretty nice, honestly. Light purple and dark purple for the base. Then we have his head is fully sculpted and his body's fully sculpted. I did the same thing I did with Freddy, except this one I had to re-glue because this thing was falling apart. It broke out a seam or something like that. It broke in half because I think I used an Ninjago staff piece, and those pieces are pretty brittle over time. And I painted the yellow inside the mouth, painted the teeth, which are kind of sloppy, I would say. And I painted the eyes in yellow. He has his black nose with his purple muzzle. And yeah, silver for the bar piece, which is painted in basically the same situation as Freddy, except this one has just a typical standard just cone. I should have pushed that down more, or cut this down, trim it down, and re-glue it. But dude, if I do that, it's gonna break. So I don't know how I'm gonna do this if I remake him. No, if I fix him, but I'm probably gonna have to remake him entirely. Alright, now probably the most important Phantom of this group is Phantom Puppet. We're starting with her/him first. As you can see here, he has his puppet mask. I know I should put some green overlays on here, but this paint is not matte, it's gloss. So it's going to be a little harder to do that. And I should use a darker red for the lipstick and cheeks. Or blush, whatever you want to call it. The torso is a sculpted piece. You have 2 black buttons painted and sculpted on in black. The neck piece is glued a little bit in the middle, like my Nightmare own, just to fit in there. So at least it has some elevation. Then I will probably be extending this potentially. It's like the reason why there's a huge crack right here is because it's like bootleg or a bootleg Lego part that doesn't fit well with the Lego torso. That's all I'm gonna say. Then hands are glued outwards on both sides. And yeah, you have a puppet mask fully sculpted and painted. The eyes being in white, and you have the red blush and the red lipstick. Alright, so next up here we have his Phantom Freddy. As you can see here with Phantom Freddy, I gave him a golden black microphone from the Golden Freddy bootleg. Then over here we have his foot, fully sculpted. He does have some cold stains due to the glue/clay. And the back is horrible. I do need to remake that. I do know that for a fact. It needs to be sanded down and painted, along with the back of the head. I painted all the lines on him. 2 black buttons and a black bow tie. Fully painted in black, gloss black. Then you have the black and gold for the hand. No, for the microphone. His hand is kind of chipping. I think I used originally like Toy Bonnie's hand. I don't remember the exact one exactly. Nothing on the back. Besides, on the head, you do have more lines going across. The head is fully sculpted. Body's fully sculpted. Teeth fully painted on. I should have made those 3D, but you know, he's kind of hard to implement those teeth when you have like a super small head. For some instances, his eyes are silver. I should paint some black and white dots in there, but he gets a point across, I would say. But he's missing his upper teeth, I will say that. I need to paint those on. But yeah, he has his ear fully sculpted. I'm dragging this out longer than it needs to be. But yeah, this base green of a marsh, his base is a marsh greenish color. And the black is just painted on with like jet black paint. Then yeah, that's practically it. Let's move on to Phantom Foxy. Alright, Phantom Foxy's more modern. I made him in like, I don't remember when exactly because my Instagram got falsely deleted. But we have Phantom Foxy here. I think I made him in 2019 or 2020. His teeth and his lower jaw is kind of, you know, inconsistent, but whatever. I was trying to sculpt the teeth in, but it kind of didn't work. And I wanted to keep his jaw open, so I just did this. So basically here, I have his legs painted on in silver. I cut part of the torso, or sanded it, either or. And I glued the legs back in there. I cut off one of the arms. And I painted all these lines. All of them. I did this on a live stream before my Instagram got deleted too. Painted all these lines on them. I give them black wash as well. Wash and a, you know, dry brushing a little bit. Just not too much. I dremeled in his arms. And added some silver indents in there for the endoskeleton. His head is fully sculpted. I would admit it's really small, but it fits a Lego aspect. But I would say it's really small for what it is. And have more lines on the back. I think I'm going to glaze this pretty soon after I, you know, like gloss him after I get this video done. He's kind of, you know, like he's getting in worse condition as time goes on. But I don't want him breaking either because I think he's using a dark red arm, but I'm not sure. But yeah, he might become a statue after this video. But yeah, I do want to fix some paint touch-ups like on the back of the arm. I want to fix that before we do that. Silver hand that I fully painted. That was before Lego made silver hands at all. And yeah, that's it for Phantom Foxy. Let's move on to Phantom Chica. Alright, last time you saw Phantom Chica, she didn't have all these chips in her sculpt. But like, let's just get this done and over with. So this is my 2018 or 2016, I don't remember the exact date, where I made this, but this is essentially that 2015 Chica I have made, just nothing has changed on her. This is probably my best one. This is highly inspired off of Mega Sega Star 221 / MSS Customs from 2016 16. God, it's been that long, almost 10 years. Damn. Okay. Yeah, but yeah, her legs are fully sculpted, not sculpted. They're fully painted in a marsh green color, no, Christmas green. Christmas green. Body sculpted with Sculpey. Head is sculpted with Sculpey. I want to remake this so bad, but like I like the sculpt a lot. Back, there's only a continuation of the bib. I was in a gloss paint, I think. I do want to sculpt the arms a little bit, but it's too late for that, I'd say. This is basically a carbon copy, for the most part, of MSS Customs. Unfortunately, he quit, but yeah, I did indent the arms like he did with his Phantom Chica, except mine are not sculpted, they're just indented. Then I used Christmas green and I dry brushed everything, or washed everything. Then I have she has an orange beak, and her teeth are painted on in white, and her eyes are mostly accurate. I just wish I made one of the eyes, like, I didn't rush one of the eyes, because it looks kind of bad. I want to fix it eventually, because this is probably the most accurate Phantom alongside Foxy. But yeah, that's it for Chica. Let's move on to Balloon Boy. Alright, last up of Phantoms we have here is Balloon Boy. This is heavily inspired off of MSS Customs again. Some paint has chipped, but like, yeah, essentially he's brown, black, and green. I think this was originally using my original Phantom Balloon Boy sculpt, which had more metallics on it, so there's some blue metallic chipping on here. And he's using Sculpey, so he's not the best quality, honestly. But yeah, his arms are fully sculpted. They are overlaid in super glue after the paint job, back when Loctite was really good with their super glue. And his head is basically the same thing as the same technique I did for the body, except I have green wash on here to fill in the cracks. And then yeah, brown for his shoes, black for the pants, black for the torso, brown for the stripes. And that's on the arms as well. It's just really hard to see because I only use like 1 or 2 layers of paint. On the back there's black and brown for the stripes and the suit. In his head, as I mentioned earlier, he doesn't have his propeller, but he has his head painted on in a green and browns. Essentially, his teeth are painted on in white. His eyes are just white with the black holes drilled in. I think we're drilled in. Yeah, we're drilled in or sculpted in. One of those two. And yeah, that's it for Phantom Balloon Boy. Let's move on to the conclusion of this video. Alright everyone, that is it for this showcase here for today. Thank you all so much for watching. I'm glad to be back to making customs now. Hopefully I can get back on the trend of making customs, a lot of customs per day. Because like it's been forever since I've done that, honestly. I've been kind of slacking, I will say that. And I want to have more showcases made. Even though people aren't a fan of the Fnaf free showcase I made previously, I'm doing this to make up for it. Then after that, we'll move on to Fnaf 4. After I get some paint touch-ups on those, and probably elevate the figures a little bit, because like, and fix Fredbear, because he's kind of inaccurate. And a few other animatronics. But yeah, so overall, thank you all so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.